Good evening. Good evening. I am glad to see you all. My name is Renee Williams, and we are talking about addiction. I am a recovering addict that's been clean and has worked on myself and continue to work on myself. And I knew you all is working on y'all self because I see the life-changing styles that you all have made. And for that, I am grateful. Let us take a moment of silence for the addicts who still suffer in and outside of the walls. My God, thank you. The God of my understanding has been so good to us. And I want to give a shout out to the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous program. And I also want to give the shout out to the therapists and the counselors that make things happen for us and show us a new way to live. You know, recovery is a beautiful thing, and it's what you get out of it. And if you don't put your whole self inside of it, you won't get the whole rewards comes to giving it back to you. You know, recovery has been so good to us. Shout out to the ones that celebrating clean time. Shout out, Suzanne. Hey, Suzanne, baby, good to see you. Shout out to the ones who celebrating clean time. Shout out to the ones that celebrating birthdays. You know, it's my honor to tell you how good it feels for us to find a new way to live without the drugs, without alcohol. I see my auntie Wanda Bayless is on here. Thank you, honey. We just came from eating dinner. And I am so grateful to have many aunties that give me support. You know, tonight we're talking about addiction wanted us to die, but we found a better way to live. And I have to tell you that and explain that why that it wanted us to die. Because, see, the addiction is a disease. And it's here to steal, kill, and destroy our families, destroy us, you know, take away our worth. You know, it hurts us in the long run. And, you know, tonight we're going to talk about why do it? Why is it that people will work on the drug but won't work on the part that keep them to go on the drugs? Why won't you let go? Why would you still hold on to the things that's hurtful, that's hurting you? Why do you still allow yourself to go through the changes when you clean? You know, the drug is a disease. But we as peoples have to learn that we play the biggest part in the disease. Because our behaviors and our attitude, you know, our character, all that plays in this. You know, we get clean, too. We stop using drugs. But what happened to the behaviors? What happened to the things that cause you to pick up? What happened to the thought and the way we think? You know, God showed us a better way to live than to die. You know, many friends of mine is gone because they choose to go back. You know, and I miss them, you know, and I grieve for them because they were good people. You know, it says the addiction wanted us. It tried its best through alcohol, through pills, through all of it is a drug. Thank God for the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous program. You know, the program really works. The program is a foundation for us to find freedom and strength and knowledge to fulfill our purpose of why it's so important that we don't use drugs no matter what happens, no matter what comes in your life, no matter what comes in your thought, no matter what comes in your seeing with your naturally eye. We can't use no more. You know, and I got to the point to where I had to use that. We can't use no more. No, I had to use that no matter what happened, no matter what I went through, no matter who died, no matter who left me, no matter who hurt me, no matter who denied me, no matter who didn't want me. We had to learn how to say no to drugs no matter what. No matter what it was. I had to learn that. I had to learn ain't no stopping us. You know, the addiction wanted us to die. You know why he wanted us to die? Everything he told us was wrong. Everything he showed us was wrong. Every way we thought was wrong. And so he wanted that. He wanted us to die in the addiction, in our addiction, and not get a chance to feel the freedom of what it is to be free from drugs and alcohol. You know, I look on here, you know, and I see everybody that's clean should be celebrating themselves, because y'all have no idea what we went through to get this far. Y'all have no idea what we went through to stay clean. Y'all had no idea many nights we cried and we turned and we tussled because we wanted to use again, but we know we couldn't no matter what happened. I am so glad that I found this thing called no matter what. You know, I hear them say that. I used to hear them say that in the meeting, and they said no matter what. And I had a chance. I had a chance to go through life learning what it is to be clean and why I wanted to be clean. I wanted to be clean because I was tired of hurting. I wanted to be clean because I wanted to prove something to myself. You know, I wanted to prove that I am better than the drug and I am better than my thinking. You know, I'm tired of living a lie on a daily basis because I can't stop using drugs. Hey, Ronell, I'm tired. I'm tired. Until you get tired, then you don't even know what I'm talking about. When you get to the point in your life that you keep making the same merry-go-rounds, the same turning point, the same lies, the same behaviors, and what I don't get is that you gotta want this. And it's good. It's good that we clean. It's good that we free. It's good that we got some joy. It's good that we know how to say no. But it ain't good when you haven't worked on the behaviors that kept us picking up to use a drug. Many phone calls. And I'm kind of discouraged, but this is a disease of an addiction. This is a disease. I'm really discouraged because people that, you know, that know that way choose to go back. Why is it? The pain wasn't great enough? You didn't die? What is it? I know it's an addiction. I know that part. But what part did you play on staying clean for so long and then you choose to go back? Yeah, relapse do happen. It does happen. But I want to understand why isn't you all working on your behaviors? Why isn't that you want to stop using, but you forget that you got behaviors and character defects and impulsiveness and self-centeredness that comes with the part of the disease of an addiction? What part? What part did y'all forget? I know that I'm addicted to anything that feels good. That's why I act the way I do. I don't get excited about nothing. You know, I might be glad something, you know, we getting ready to get our women's support crew started back. You heard what I said. It's a we thing. It ain't an I thing. And I'm glad that's getting back. But let me tell you something about life on lifetime. If you don't stop using, you will die. Yeah, I'm a little disgusted today. I just got a phone call, me and my cousin, and we went out to eat, and I just got a phone call that my friend Juna, from her daughter, just passed from an overdose. And Jonah had been clean for many years. What draws us to go back? Too much happiness? Too much fun? Too much thinking? Didn't change nothing? You know, I bust out and cried when I went in the bathroom because I just talked to her. And she told me she was going through okay. I said, we all go through. That's a part of being clean. That's a part of being in recovery, because recovery is going to make sure that we up on our P's and Q's, that we are going to go through changes. We are going to go through hurt. But there ain't no good reason for you to pick up and go back. Do you know how much pain I was in being clean? And I had to use the tools that they gave me to stay clean. I had to say no, no matter what, to bury my mother, to bury my son, to get rejected, to get hurt, still being clean, to get disappointment, still being clean. But I had to make some changes in my life. When they said no matter what, I had to identify with that. I had to find out what is it no matter what. What you mean no matter what? No matter what, well, no matter what, how much pain you in, no matter if you've been arguing with your loved one or your spouse and y'all didn't come to no agreement and you know, I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of rejecting my own self. I'm tired of not nourishing myself or nourish myself and then I stop. You know, see, this ain't a stopping process. This is a continued process. That we have to continue to do what we was doing to stay free from drugs and alcohol. Or drugs and all of us are drugs. Ain't a certain drug, alcohol, drugs, pills, cough syrup, all of it is a drug. But what is it going to take? What is it going to take for people to realize that they are important? What is it going to take that we must change? The addiction wanted us to die. And we fought our way through to find a better way to live. Did we forget that? We have to learn accountability for our own actions. I'm hurt. Ain't no way. I think I have to remember this is a disease of an addiction. I have to remember that. Cunning, baffling, and very powerful. How can a person have that many years and they choose to go back? I am so upset. And I can't even tell her how upset I am. Hey, Blanche, my friend, I got to send you the flyer when I get off. Good to see you. I am upset. Because I went to school with this girl. I watched her graduate from college. But I had to remember this disease of an addiction is powerful. But just having a good time and I get a phone call from her daughter saying they found her overdose from fentanyl. I hate this disease. I hate it. It take out the most good peoples in the world. What happened? What happened? Some of us get too grandiose. Some of us think that we are untouchable. Some of us think that we don't have to continue to do what we was doing in order to stay free from drugs. Some of us think it's too much pressure. I'm tired of going through. I'm going through over and over. You know, I would think my family would be happy. I would think people would be happy. This recovery, this addiction is not for other people's. It's for yourself. You have to get this for yourself because if you do it for your mother and your sisters and brother, I promise you won't stay clean. I promise you will not stay clean. You have to learn how to do this for yourself. Why? Why is it important? Why is it important? Because the addiction did so much to try to take our life away, to cause us to die, you know, and that's enough right there for me. See, I've been to the bottom. I know what it is to climb and keep climbing to the top. And I'm still climbing. I'm still climbing. I ain't never going back to use. Ain't nothing going to, ain't nothing. Ain't nothing can take me back to using. I'm dead serious about that. Because see, when you done hit rock bottom, and when you turn your life upside down, and when you start letting people make fun of you and judge you, and when you stop letting people talk about you because you can't stop using drugs, hey, I ain't never going back. No matter what people say. No matter what they think or how they do. I know real people when I see real people, and I know good people when I see good people. And I also know bad people because I've been a bad person. I've been there. I've been that bad person. I've been that ugly person. I've been that good person. So can't nobody tell me I don't know when the spiritual, the connection with God, when you get an understanding with God, you connect. And God will let you know what's going on. He'll let you know if that person is right. He'll let you know if you need to move away. He'll let you know, detach yourself. That's the whole purpose of having a conscious contact with God. I depend on God for everything. I depend on Him for everything. Because when I was using drugs, when we were using drugs, we depended on drugs for everything. So I had to let go of the drugs. I'm so disappointed right now. That hurted me. I wasn't looking for that. I just talked to her 3 days ago. And we were supposed to go out and eat on the 26th. Then I had to question myself, what happened? Why? What took you to that point? And then I had to ask myself, Renee, it's a disease. It can come up on you at any given time. And the only bad thing I hate about it, you don't even be thinking about the disease. You don't even be thinking about the drug. But that's that conning part. That's the conning part that people see. When I came into recovery, when we came into recovery, we knew our losses. We know what we had lost. We know what we had been through. We know how we went down. We know how we kept going down, down, down. Heroin is a drug. Fentanyl is a drug. Alcohol is a drug. Weed is a drug. Pills is a drug. Cough syrup is a drug. All of it is a drug. It does what it's supposed to do. Take you out of your character. Take you out of your worth. Take you from your freedom. And it causes harm and danger in the long run to the body. I know it did it to me. I don't know. And I thank God that I realized why I don't know. Because it wasn't in His plan for me to die. It ain't in y'all plan for you to die neither. Stop playing Russian roulette. Stop trying to be everything that somebody else wants you to be. Stop trying to falsify how you truly feel. Stop trying to act like you got everything okay. Stop acting like you ain't worthy to talk to somebody about what's going on with you. Stop acting like that you Superwoman or Superman. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget that the drugs is cunning, baffling, and power. See, I never forget that. Then that way I never get out of character. I never forget that I am a recovering addict. I ain't gonna never forget that. Hey, Miss Maddie. Hey, Lorraine. I ain't never gonna forget that. But my heart is broken. Kicking it with my auntie and my sister and them, had a good time, and all of a sudden I get in the house and I get this phone call. One of my best friends done died. Overdose! I just talked to her. And if I get a little emotion, because I am, it takes the best from the best. You see how you can be up and down? You see how everything can be fine? And then all of a sudden, boom, phone call, boom, doorknob, boom, telephone ringer, boom, somebody sending a message, somebody pulling up. See, this is how it works. Even though you clean, you should keep the tools that you need to use to stay clean. Not get carried away and think everything is okay, because everything ain't going to be okay every day. You're going to get rejected. It says the addiction wanted us to die. But we found a better way to live. How did we find that better way? Understanding ourselves. Learning about ourselves. Calling it the truth. Learning how not to deny ourselves truth and why we stayed in pain so long. See, I'm in pain right now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so hurt. I wasn't looking for this. Why do y'all think y'all can keep drinking and nothing is going to change? Why do y'all keep thinking y'all can keep using and nothing is going to change? Why did you have a superhero in your house that showed you what recovery has taught them and brought them, and then you turn around and you still use? I think the best hero in a person's life is the person that went through it and that's clean, that can show their kids and everybody else this program worked. I'm so hurt. I know all 5 of her kids got to be hurt and her grandbabies. Why do we push ourselves to the limit? These are the stories that I talk about. Every time God gives me a story, the God of my understanding, I ask him, give me the words to say so I can hit every person, hit every home, hit every feeling, and hit every rejection people feel. We feel certain ways on certain days. The addiction wanted us to die, but we found a better way to live. God showed us some things in the 12-step program that we wasn't even aware of. I now understand my moments. I understand my frustrations. I understand my character defect. I understand on the way I think. I understand what I hold on to. See, I'm a person that hold on to stuff. If you hurt me, I used to latch out. Some of us used to latch out. But I learned to be still. When somebody hurt me or somebody do something, that I know that and when I go back and I look over our lives and we see, man, we have changed. That recovery field is a working wonders because it has taught us how to be still, how to think better, how to live better. I ain't gonna do nothing to hurt me. Come on, y'all. People don't know what recovering addicts go through. They don't know what turns and U-turns they had to make. They don't know the tears that they had to cry. They don't know how many times they done fell on their knees or how many times they done hit rock bottom. They don't know. They don't know because they still using or they ain't never been in the program. They continue to go back and forth. See, in this program, you can't go back and forth. I feel so bad right now. I feel so bad. But see, that's that up and down thing I was talking about. How we done had a good time and we was eating and then we laughed, and me and my cousin and my sister Evangelist Selena, we went out to eat, having a good time, and I get a phone call. I told her I'd be over there. I'll get to you, if not today, but tomorrow. That hurted me. Why? The unexpected. Why? Because I know that when we clean and we still living clean, stuff still happen. Mess still go on. But we can't pick up. We can't pick up no matter what happens. I can't take a drink. I'm a straight up fool when I drink. I cannot take a drink. I don't miss it. I don't want it. And it's not a part of my life no more. I can't use no drugs. I can't take no drugs. It's not a part of my life no more. I went through hell and back to get to the point where I am, to accept me for who I am today. And that's hurting me, that this girl had 2 decades. But it always got to go back. It's the disease of an addiction. We think everybody is doing well, and this is what you call somebody not doing well. When I don't do well, I be still. I sit down. I have a conversation with the God of my understanding. Help me, God, through this, because I can't make it on my own. When my mother died, I knew I couldn't make it on my own. Man, I didn't even know how to deal. I didn't know how. The drugs wanted me to die, but I still yet found a way to live because I know I wasn't living right. We ain't living right when we take drugs every day or take something to auto our moves. We ain't living right when we sleeping in the garage or sleeping with peoples and different men's or different women's. We ain't living right. You can't feel good because I know I didn't. So what can I do different? Change. I had to tell that to my son last night. Hey, you too old to still be acting like you in your 15s and 16. Life shows up. You gotta call me? No, life shows up. Only thing I know to do for people that don't know how to do for themselves is pray for them. To the God of my understanding. My mama prayed for me. My mama prayed for me. Somebody prayed for me. My grandmama prayed for me. My auntie and them prayed for me. Somebody prayed for me. But like I said, the addiction wanted us to die. But we found a better way to live. Without anything in our system that was considered to be drugs. How can a person have fun and that's that disease of an addiction? Had a good time. We just got home at 7. They know I have to be at live. And then I get a phone call. Hey, cuz, hey, Pamela. I get a phone call. My friend done died. Overdose. Fentanyl. 25 years clean. I just talked to her. Then you wonder why would somebody want to come back when addiction took our joy, our peace, took everything away from us. But you know the greatest gift? The greatest gift is I can tell you I've learned how not to use no matter what happens. When I say no matter how, even burying your mama, your loved ones, your child. You know, I done went through it all. I done buried many of them, and I'm still here. And I want y'all to still be here. Ask yourself, you know, you can't just stop using. You can't just, we could stop using. But what other alternatives do you have when you stop using? Learn why you continue to use. Learn what made you continue to use. Learn how you can change something different. That behavior, that attitude, you know, that self-denial, you know, taking accountability. See, people don't realize we can stop using. Come on now, we can stop using. But what made us use? That's the main thing, the drug. Okay? But why are we picking up the drug? Ain't no drug, if you want it, ain't gonna allow you to find out what's really going on. You know, people say, well, you know, I stopped using. I would say, okay, I just had a girl, one of the girls I sponsor, I just had her. I said, okay, you stop using. Hey, but you still, why is you still sleeping around? Okay. Why you got trick daddies? Because you stopped using. Why you got trick daddies you still getting money from? And she gonna say, oh, Miss Renee, okay, now you, hey, ain't no Miss Renee. You came here to do, so I'm sponsoring you and you come in and, you know, I gotta keep it truthful because, see, it ain't no fillers when it's keep truthful. I'm just gonna tell you, how in the world do you think you're gonna keep doing that and not pick up again? Please tell me that. Well, you know, I used to have 4 sugar daddies. Now I'm down to 2. Oh, that makes a difference? That makes a difference. You still doing the same thing, expecting different results. You know, see, that's our behaviors to get us to go back, to pick up, to using again. Satan know what to do to us. He know how to use us. You know, when you're feeling low, when you done lost somebody, when things ain't right, somebody done hurt you, somebody disappointed you, or the game didn't play like you thought it was playing, so then we get pissed off. And then the first thing we want to do, because we all runners, we all know what it is to be a runner, we all know what it is to use. Okay, so now we run again. And running is a premeditated thing before you use again. I ain't running. When they said addiction wanted us to die, that didn't just talk about me. That's everybody that came in addiction. Everybody. That drug wanted all of us to die. They didn't want us to get a chance to see a new house. They didn't want us to get a closer relationship with the God of our understanding. They didn't want us to go back to school or get a better job or get a new career. They didn't want us to be a good mother to our kids when some of us lost our kids due to addiction. Okay, what else did it do? The addiction didn't want us to get a chance to tell somebody I made it. I'm free from the drugs and alcohol. Oh, the addiction didn't want us to pay the light bill and to pay our car note because the addiction had us bound. But soon as you get clean, ooh, come on, God of my understanding. Soon as you get clean, all of a sudden, what you say? You start going to meetings. You start feeling good. You stop drinking. Now you ain't using no more. You ain't depending on something that's going to cause you pain in the long run. Okay, why is it that we would even want to think about going back when there's all kind of goodies out there to help us not use? Pick up the phone. Call people. When my mama died, Lifeline. Call people. I ain't never going back. And I done had the greatest pain to know how it feel. Y'all done had the greatest pain. Some of y'all I know done buried your mother, your brothers, your son, your children, and y'all didn't use. I'm so hurt. I thought she was doing well. But see, that's that disease of an addiction. It'll make you think and talk to people and you'll think they got it. You'll think, oh man, they doing so good. They clean, because, but I asked her, I said, well, why haven't I seen you at a meeting? What's going on? Well, I just been sick and I really didn't want to be bothered. Okay, that threw a red flag. And then, I'm listening to these peoples come to me. Don't ask me to be your sponsor and think I'm a shuck and drive with you because I ain't to be played with. Recovery is so real in my life. I tell people, don't ask me to be your sponsor. And I'll be straight up about that. Don't ask me to be your sponsor. Because, see, I had a sponsor that didn't play with me. I had a sponsor that wanted me to live and not die. So don't play games with me because I'll cancel you out. Even though it's, this disease of an addiction. But when you really find somebody like this one girl tells me, well, I used to have 4 sugar daddy, now I'm down to 2. Okay, but your character behavior is setting you up to go back and fall again. Why is you still going to bars? And it threw me. Why is you still going to bars? Well, I don't drink. Okay, but if I take a dog and that dog is used to dog food, he gonna eat. But if that dog ain't ate in a while, no matter what I put down, he gonna take it. So I told her, when you really want to work a program, call me. Because see, your behaviors and your attitude is telling me and showing me something different. I don't play with recovery. I done bumped my head. We done bumped our head. We done been hurt so much that nobody would even try to fathom the stuff we went through. How we sold ourselves short. How we almost died drinking and using drugs. Some people don't tell their story because some people are so into themselves and they don't want nobody to know. But honey, hey, when I came in, I told everything because I had to let it go. Secrets keep you sick. And I had to find a way, and I had to find a way in my life to learn how to be honest. I had to find a way to let go of all my insecurities. See, if you don't find a way to live, sure enough, you're going to die. You're going to die if you don't stop using. You're going to die if you still playing them mind games. You're going to die if you come into recovery not to stay in recovery. See, and I had to tell her, you know, because she was playing games. Have she called me back? No. Did I expect her to? No. I wanted her to, but she did. And not saying that she won't. I'm going to pray that she do. But I told her the truth. You know, and recovery is so important that we must tell the truth about our recovery. That's why they say we have to sit, you know, use these principles and carry the message to another addict. We must tell the truth. And she was laughing and playing like it was a joke. You know, I don't play with recovery. Y'all don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I had to carry to get through. Some of y'all on here been through more than me. Some of y'all on here gonna go through some more stuff just like me. Because we get clean, it don't mean we're exempt. Don't mean we ain't gonna cry today and laugh tomorrow. It don't mean that we're gonna lose a loved one and not use. I ain't using. I know y'all, and some of y'all, I know y'all ain't gonna use. Addiction wanted us to die. Why did it want us to die? Okay, let me tell you some things, the reason I know it wanted me to die. Outside in the garage, sleeping. Fell asleep. And let the car running. With the garage door closed. And the door closed. I was supposed to die. When my daughter or one of her cousins or somebody opened the door, they had to open the garage door, I was out. When I put that gun to my head, you know, that's something that I thought I would carry to my grave. But I got to talk about the addiction. Because it's people like me that been to, they just didn't see their worth. They just didn't think they can get better. They didn't even want to try to get better. That was me. Put a gun to my head. Gonna kill myself. But something appeared out of the bushes. I don't even know how. It wasn't no opening. You know, it scared me more than anything. But you know what? That whoever it was, I didn't find the gun. They took it from me, and I can't even tell you who it was. All I know, it was bright, and I couldn't see no face, but it took the gun from me. And we went back out there the next day looking for the gun. It was no gun. So, addiction wanted me to die. Wanted me to kill myself. Wanted me to take my own life. Because I couldn't figure it out. Take a whole thing of pills. Man, can't nobody tell me that the God of my understanding has covered us, protected us, even in harm's way. Taking all them pills. I was a coward. I was a failure. Couldn't get it right. Couldn't make it right. Kept using, kept spending, kept taking, kept using, kept spending, kept taking. Until somebody had to shake my mother 3 times to where she fell out the bed. Come on, Renee, come on. Said, your daughter, your Renee need help. I did. I was at the breaking point. When I tell you addiction wanted us to die, y'all, come on now. How many of y'all know that y'all was supposed to die, but yet you still live to tell the story? How many of y'all know that you was in a car accident like I was, up under the influence of drugs and alcohol, could have killed somebody and myself too? How many of y'all know that you overdosed sometime and you were supposed to be dead, but you still here? How many of y'all know when you thought you lost your mind, when you lost your loved one, but you didn't use? So the God of my understanding is our protector. And that's why in this book of the 12-step program, and the 12 steps helps us utilize what we reading and help us find the answers that we've been longing. Ain't nowhere in the world. If God didn't want us to stay clean, he went to send the peoples and gave us the knowledge where to go and what to do if he didn't want us or he didn't step in. How about that? About he didn't step in. Look. There's some things yet I'm going to tell y'all. And it ain't always about me. But let me tell you why I tell y'all the stories. Anytime God give me something to say, I'm going to say, I would have thought I would have went to grave telling y'all about that, me wanting to shoot myself in the head. And I said, God, you want me to tell that? He said, yep. Get on there. Tell it. But I ain't spoke of this in over 30 years, God. Why? He said, tell it like it was. So you can reach the next person who has similarities. I'm like, oh. I didn't care how y'all looked at me. I didn't care what y'all thought about me. I didn't care. Because the worst thing that I worried about when I was using was dying. I ain't on no pedestal. I'ma stay on ground. I ain't getting grandiose. You know, everything I ask God for, he give it to me in my wants. You know, I know where I came from and know where I ain't going back. I know where I got to go. See, I want. The sky's unlimited. Let me do everything I can do before I leave this world. And the greatest gift you gave me is I don't have to use no matter what. That's the greatest gift. No matter what happens. No matter how I feel. Some of y'all depend on other people's to make you feel good. That was an example right there. The girl that said she went from 4 sugar daddies, now she got 2. So you still want somebody, you still validate somebody to make you feel better. Because they give you some money. All money ain't good money. Like I told my son, all money and fast money ain't good money. I was your biggest hero. I sold drugs for 20 years. Didn't you learn something? Then I became my best user. I became my own user. Didn't you learn something? You saw me get clean and get into treatment and never turn back. Didn't you see me do something, work on something, become something? I've come to the point in my life, I accept everything. I accept everything I did wrong. I accept who I hurt. I accepted who hurted me. You know, because see, that's accountability for me. Accountability is something that I didn't even want. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want it. But when you come into recovery, it teaches you how to be accountable for your action. To have, hey, Latrice, good to see you. It tells you that means we must recover. We must stop using, or we will die. I don't know why some people think they're exempt from dying, but I ain't taking a chance. I don't go to things that I know that's going to hurt me. I don't go to bars. I don't sleep with other people's husbands. I don't want what somebody else want. I want God to give me what he think I need, or some of my wants, but I ain't wanting what the next person wanted. See, I love recovery because recovery taught me how to understand me. Understand the things that I didn't have answers for years. Why do I have to walk in a bar and buy everybody a drink to like me? And as I read in my books, it was because the insecurity that I had in myself for letting myself down and letting other people's come into my life, and I nurtured them to make them feel good to see if I was going to get the same thing in return. And I never did. So I was doing that for years. But today I don't do that. We need to learn to love ourselves. We need to care about ourselves like we never cared about ourselves before. You know that song that says, celebrate me, celebrate you, celebrate you, celebrate you. I celebrate. But I don't play games with recovery. See, recovery, it says the addiction wanted us to die. Okay, why did the addiction want us to die? You want to tell you why the addiction wanted to die? Now I know how Andrea felt. You know, because I used to sit in a chair and I would drink from the morning getting up until I couldn't walk no more to get into bed. That's how bad my addiction was. And then on top of that, I was smoking drugs. Then on top of that, we do drugs. You know, we was still going to chase some more. One is too many, 1,000 is never enough. I never saw anything put that way that had meaning to my life and was the truth. Because one ain't gonna never be enough. One drink, my kidney failed because I failed my kidney. I drank every day, 365 days in a year. And God blessed me to go in treatment. I'm so hurt, y'all. If I keep saying it, I'm just so hurt. I just talked to her 3 days ago. We was supposed to go eat on the 26th. What happened? See, I know what happened. Pretending like everything is okay. Like you don't hurt clean. Pretending. Trying to paint this beautiful picture like nothing is wrong when everything is wrong. See, I don't do that no more. I ain't pretending nothing. If something has hurt me, I give it to y'all, whether I'm hurt or whether I'm happy. You know, I've got on here, I've shared some tears. See, it ain't about getting on here making everything look perfect. It ain't about that. It's about telling the truth and connect. Somebody going through. Somebody done lost somebody to addiction. Somebody is still in addiction. Somebody, if y'all could see the emails. Somebody is still struggling, man. And some people think because we got it, we supposed to stop with us. No, we continue to give the message to the addicts that's still out there. I hate this disease. And today I hate it even more. What about her 5 kids? What about her 8 grandkids? Man. And I got to go and see them. I got to comfort them. The drugs of addiction is real. So y'all can keep thinking and keep playing that you think this ain't real. Y'all can even think that it ain't going to come in your house or your neighborhood or your surrounding. But it's coming. I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn how to let go of all that pain and misery I carried for so many years. I ain't carrying it no more. I ain't carrying nobody else's stuff no more. Don't nobody want, I'm always still, I find myself right now still calling people, okay, I'll come get you. You want to go? No, I don't want to go. Well, you don't work on, I don't work on your time. So my time is valuable. If I come get you and want to come get you and you don't call me 1 or 2 days later and say, oh, come get me. What you doing today? Oh, I'm busy. I can't do that. That's how I got caught up before. I have to stay neutral all the time. My behaviors change. My character change. My attitude change. My lying to myself change. When we get into recovery, we supposed to learn patience, humbleness, caring, loving, freedom from drugs and alcohol. These are the things how to deal with unfamiliar feelings. Man, unfamiliar feelings. That's how I live my life, off of feelings. You hurt me. You rejected me. You dogged me. You pushed me away. You came in my life to destroy me. But then when I found out, when it says addiction wanted us to die, but we found a better way to live, that means you didn't break me. Some people's wanted me to die. That's how evil the world is. Because when you get clean, they don't like you no more. I don't get that one. I thought when I got clean, everything would be better. Everybody would, appreciate me. What? Appreciate you? I'm still struggling. And I done seen you move on. So that's why they say you got to do it for yourself. And I do it for myself. And anybody that come into my life, I'm going to tell them the truth. You must recover no matter what happens. No matter what. Have y'all ever had some kids said addiction wanted us to die, but yet we found a better way to live? And out of your kids, it's always one that's rough. It's always one that's neutral. It's always one that need a little bit more understanding and to work with. And I just want to know, because, every kid got their own personality. And I watched Johnny when I was clean for almost 25, 30 over the time he started really getting bad. The biggest teddy bear you wanted to see, neutral, but couldn't let go of the pain pills. And then I had another one that couldn't stop drinking. Humble, good kids. And I had to ask myself, do y'all see yourself in y'all kids? Do you see the mistakes that you made through your kids? Because I want to make sure I ain't the only one by myself. Did you have kids that were just hard-headed? No way. They didn't see no way, my way, anybody's way. It was their own way. Addiction wanted us to die. Even our kids. Even our kids is sure enough. Some of them still drinking like a fish. Some of them still getting high. Some of them are pretty soon that drinking and that getting high. I know the consequences. You won't have a liver pretty soon. You're going to have all kind of trouble going on, And I was looking at my life today while we was riding, how every last one of my kids had some issues. And they watched me. They saw how bad I wanted to stay clean. They watched me, y'all. But then I learned the lesson about them watching me. It was their own story. their own lesson that they had to learn, just like we did. Just like we did. You know, and you know, when I talked to my son, you know, and he looked as sad. He looked as sad. And I remember that look. And that was the same look I gave my mother when I sold drugs, when I became the user. So can't nobody tell me your past will come to your presence, even when you clean. Best gift I can give my kids, y'all. Best gift I can give to anybody. Praying to the God of my understanding. Thanking God for every moment. Don't go back and use. You know, it's too much you can win when you see yourself falling. If I get scared, I call people. See, it was a time in my life I wouldn't call nobody. I remember when my mother died, I remember calling Blanche. I remember calling the other Blanche. I remember calling peoples in my circle. I remember crying. I remember them coming over here. I remember them holding my hands. They knew how I felt about my mother. And they met my mother. They knew what type of lady my mama was. And I remember, I never want to forget the nurture that I got. So when people tell you your family, this becomes your family. You know, you become in this big old circle from all over the world, and people's out there genuine love you because they know how it's been for them. I thank God for every day. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret before I get off. And y'all remember what I'm finna tell y'all. When I was using, it destroyed a lot of things about me and in me. And every time I go to the bathroom and I can pee, that I can hear the urination going in the toilet, every time that I think about how I destroyed the two things or the multiple organs that God gave me, how I used them up. And every time today at the restaurant, I go to the bathroom to use the bathroom. And just to hear the pee hit the water was a blessing. Because y'all, it was a time for 2 years that I couldn't even pee. I couldn't hear no urination. I couldn't hear nothing. And you think I don't feel blessed to know that I can go to the bathroom and pee off of somebody else's kidney? Hey, I'm grateful. I'm a grateful addict. They say a grateful addict never, a grateful addict or no, they always grateful. See, I'm that grateful addict. I'm that grateful recovering addict. Because when I thought I was going to die, when we thought we was going to die, we found a better way to live. See, little bitty things like that. Little bitty things like that has to come and let you know just how blessed you are. And you won't see it every day. It'll hit you at different points of your life. I remember telling y'all last week, every time I go in the bathroom and I see all this tissue paper. And if 6 or 7 of them is missing, my kids will tell you, I'm going to the store and get a 12-pack of tissue paper. My daughter said, why you always do that? And I had to tell her because she wanted to know. Because when I was using, I didn't have no tissue paper. I had to wipe my butt with anything I can get a hold to. So it's a reminder every time I go up under that sink. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all this while I'm at it before I close. I finally went to, this is the one who been watching my other, who been watching my others, sites. Last week I talked about how every time I go to the Goodwill or go to any place that's got a machine, I wanted the purple bubble gum. You know, in the machines, you got red, yellow, green, orange, all them colors in purple. But I like purple when it comes to bubble gum. And I've been going to this store, DB stores, for maybe a year or so. And I never could understand all the money I had to spend, but I never got the bubble gum. Why yesterday? Come on, Renee, tell it like it is. Why yesterday I go in the store? And remember, I was just telling y'all, sometimes we still got to go through. We still got to push. We still got to push. I knew for sure I was going to get that purple bubble gum. If I never get it again, I push myself to get it that one time. Because you got a lot of colored bubble gums in that machine. This is how I had to relate it to our lives. Just because you don't get it this time, and just because you didn't get it that time, don't mean you're supposed to stop. That means you're supposed to keep trying to get it. Keep trying to fight for it. Keep trying to get it. Why did I walk into the store yesterday? Said to myself, now, I know this machine ain't going to give me no doggone purple bubble gum. And I done spent maybe a couple of hundreds in these machines through the years trying to get one color. Why I walked into Goodwill yesterday, I had me $1 worth of quarters. And the first quarter I put in, come on, Renee, tell her, hey, Molly, how you doing, baby? Hey, let me tell you, the first quarter I put in, why a purple bubble gum fell out? And everybody started looking at me. I was clapping. I said, I knew it. People looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm standing by the bubble gum machine and I got a purple bubble gum. And when I looked at everybody looking at me, I said, y'all don't know my story, how long I tried to get this purple bubble gum, and everybody in there started laughing. It was the truth. So don't give up on yourself when it seems like you just ain't getting it. Seem like the more you strive, the worse it gets, or it never gets to be better, or it never reaches the point where you feel like you at your best. Let me tell you something, I was at my best. I might have paid some quarters to get there, but I was at my best. Because I kept on going till I got that purple bubble gum. And then I'm so bad, I'm going to put the other 3 quarters in there thinking I'm going to get some more purple bubble gum. And that machine said, not happening today. You got that one that you've been waiting on for over 2 years. It ain't happening today. I done gave you that one. So keep on pushing. And I laughed to myself. I know what you're trying to tell me. Keep on pushing. Keep trying to get another bubble gum. That's our lives. We have to push our lives. We have to go in our lives and push for what we want. We have to do better than what we want. We can't wait for people to give us a validation of what we need or what they think we should be or we should stop doing this. Whatever we doing and it ain't hurt nobody and we ain't using today and we ain't getting high and we didn't die in our addiction and we found a new better way to live. Hey, Denise. Good to see you, baby. You don't let nobody break you. The addiction thought it, listen, the addiction wanted us to die, but we found a better way to live. Now, I told y'all about that bubble gum. Some people will say, well, why are you telling us that? Girl, you don't know what I went through to get that one bubble gum in over 2 years. And all of a sudden, I walk to the store and I get it. Shocked the daylights out of me. I yelled in Goodwill. Everybody looked at me. But they don't know the story about that purple bubble gum. And that's how I pertains that to my life. I can't stop nowhere. I can't stop pushing. I got to keep going. All of us been broken. We know how it was to break, to bend over and then think we was going to get back up. We all know how we done shed tears because we just didn't see our way. Or we got hurt. Or somebody hurt us so bad. We all been there. Not just Renee. Not just me. We all drank and used drugs until we almost destroyed our whole entire life. But we found a better way to live. Like my auntie said, it's the little things. So I thank y'all. I thank y'all so very much for being there for me. Because see, y'all don't know what y'all do for me. You don't know. I can only tell you, but y'all really don't know what y'all do for me. See, I don't have to sugarcoat nothing. I don't have to lie. I don't have to do nothing. I can just be myself freely. I don't have to try to dress up and try to figure. Well, I'm always dressed up, but I don't have to be a dress-up liar. I can come to y'all real. I can talk to y'all real. I can be honest. I can tell you how I'm feeling today. I can tell you how I was feeling last week. I can tell you about a purple bubble gum. I can tell you about the life of my story. Because every time I tell you all, y'all can relate. Everybody can relate. Thank God. Okay, Sunday, this coming Sunday, we are back on step one. My favorite one. We admitted that we were powerless over our addiction and our lives had become unmanageable. How unmanageable did our lives get? How unmanageable did our lives get? It got to where I had to admit I couldn't do it no more. I had to admit. Tonight we talked about addiction wanted us to die. But we found a better way to live. You know, and I thank God that I found a way to live. And that is not through people's. That was my whole breaking point. Living under people's expectations is what kept me broken. That right there. Because you think I shouldn't have said this, or I shouldn't have wore this, or you don't like me because I complain too much, or I'm hurting too much. No. Expectation on somebody else, how they feel about me, is no more. I still got to do this. If don't nobody show up, I still got to do this. But I appreciate the love and the ones that come over here and give me some support. I appreciate it. Because I know what we all been through. And I know we finna go through some more stuff. It ain't stopped. It just eased up a little better. That's why I gotta hold on to the God of my understanding. And when you don't love you, you're in trouble. You're in trouble when you don't love you. I was in trouble for years because I falsified how I pretended that I loved me. Until I came into the Narcotics Anonymous program. And what it was about, loving me, is giving everything back to me that I lost and wanted back. So everything Satan thought he stole from me, I got it back. And some. Stop trying to please people. I don't please nobody. Anybody that know me know I ain't trying to please nobody. Because I ain't got to. I found a new way to live, and that way to live was one of the biggest thing about me, is always trying to nurture and please everybody else, but I'm the one got left out. And I ain't getting left out no more. I'm going to please me. That's why I do what I want to do. My kids will tell you I do what I want to do. God has been so good till he gave me the strength, hope, and honesty to be and do what I need to do. Be me. Some people don't like it, being you. Can't touch me though. I'm God's anointed. God of my understanding got us. And when he got you, can't nobody harm you. So thank y'all so very much. Hey, if ain't nobody told y'all that they love you, tell them Miss Renee says she love you. Genuine love you. Y'all don't know this, but I pray for everybody that comes on my live, the texts and the phone calls. I write y'all names down, and I call it off. Prayer works. Miss Maddie, I'm coming to get you. I want to meet Miss Maddie. I thank all y'all. Auntie, I had a good time tonight. Denise, start loving yourself. I see you love yourself now. I see Ronell Brown. You know I love you. I'm so proud of you and your wife. Lorraine, I'll be to see you because I know you had surgery. I ain't forgot about you. My life is so busy. And I want to go to Miss Maddie's and meet Miss Maddie's. Maddie is in her 70s, I believe. And I want to go meet Miss Maddie. I asked her, could I come get her and take her out? Miss Maddie, I love you. Thank you for praying for me, Miss Maddie. Thank my cousin Pamela. I love me some Pamela. I love everybody on here. And everybody who didn't get on here. That I can't see. But they be on here. Do something for me today. Tell somebody that you love them. 77, Miss Maddie. Miss Maddie is 77. And I want to meet her, and I'm going to meet her this weekend, Miss Maddie. I'm going to call you, text you, and I'm coming to get you and see you this Saturday. If I want to do something, I do it. If I want to bless somebody, I'll bless them. Do something nice and kind for somebody today. Thank y'all so very much. I love you, and know your worth. No matter what. Keep it simple. No matter what. Be honest. No matter what. Thank y'all. Have a good night. We on step 1. We starting all over again, y'all. And this time I'm going to do some things different. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Good night. I love you. And tell somebody you love them tonight. Good night.